All right, what's going on, guys? Today, we're going to talk about my AIT experience. So AIT, I really enjoyed it personally. My MLS is 91 Bravo. So I went to AIT around October of 2019, and I loved it. Shout out to Moss. I have old AIT vlogs. I think I have 2 up right now on the channel. And he was just there. He did one of the intros in one of the videos. And he's so stoked in the intro. And I just loved it. But in short, it was a good experience. I think it was about, 2 months?
Yeah. Wait, it was 2 months for you?
Yeah, mine was 2 months because I had block leave in the middle of it.
Oh, okay.
So mine went from about October to January. And then I went to airborne school, which I could make a video about if you guys want to hear about that. But
that's his personal experience.
yeah. I don't know a lot of people that went to airborne school, so it's a good video to make, or just to send friends because themselves have not experienced it. But so when you get to AIT right after basic training, so I had my graduation, and then the day after graduation I left, got on the bus for AIT, and went from Fort Jackson to Fort Lee, Virginia. And that's when it all began. So when I got to Fort Lee, we got off at, what was that place right before the bridge?
Right before the bridge?
Yeah.
It was somewhere near Quartermasters. I can't remember where though. It was in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Right
so as a 91 Bravo, we were on the island, the Ordnance Island. And there was one PX that we were allowed to go to. And that was our first experience of the outside world since basic training.
Oh my God.
And it was a little gas station, which as a car guy, and I have a car channel, there was an R33 Skyline and there was an EG hatch. And everything else, obviously there's more cars, but those are the most important to me because I'm looking back and I'm like, damn, those are everything to me. But it was such a good experience. My platoon was amazing. Everyone that was in it, I still talk to this day. We all have a group chat. Basic training, we were all close, but I don't think we were as close as we were at AIT.
AIT is just a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's very different from basic.
I had 3 roommates. One of them you see in my videos. He's here at Fort Drum with me. Shout out to Murphy. He's a savage. Provins, we don't like you. Just kidding. But it was fun. I was a mechanic before the Army, and I didn't want to say AIT didn't teach me anything, but AIT didn't teach me anything.
Nothing special anyway. So you get here, you're like, oh, okay. You don't know shit. You really don't know your job until you actually get in the real Army.
Well, I knew my job.
I mean, you know your job already. You was like a mechanic from the start, so it's different. But for people who's coming in fresh, they'll be like, okay, I'm gonna take this into the actual military. Then when you get there, it's I don't need nothing that I was just taught. They have to they basically reteach you how to do your job. They teach you the actual shit that you gonna get into.
Yeah.
They just taught me. I work on generators. I'm on 91 Delta. They just taught me wires mostly and how to turn a generator on and off, and the small mechanisms of an engine. But the important shit, I didn't know nothing when I got there. It was oh, you don't need to do that. I'm like, what? Yeah, none of that shit mattered in AIT. It's basically what they teach you is what's gonna really matter.
Did they teach you about hand tools and the different tools and stuff?
I mean, a little bit, but then when I got there, it was half of them tools I didn't have no clue. I only knew about wrenches, but then everything else is the fuck is this? I didn't know nothing after that. That's what I was saying. Not everything is going to be applied in AIT, but you're going to get a small, a tiny amount of knowledge from it. So it ain't all for nothing.
I think, so as in this perspective that I knew, I don't want to say I knew everything at AIT, but I did know everything at AIT. I feel the way that they taught it wasn't well. I went to, my background for automotive was I grew up with automotive, and I went to a technical high school for automotive and did well there. And through those 4 years, it sucks trying to tie that down to 2 months, but It's just like everything was so fast paced. I think it's longer now, actually. I know my AIT is.
Yeah, it's supposed to be longer.
It's like they added like another 4 weeks, I think, to it, which is good because they give you more time in stations. And I know people that come here that don't have an automotive background just get lost in the sauce. Like, we just have a new guy here, and he does not know any tools. He, like, they'll just throw you through. Like, if you want, I don't want to say you want an easy MOS, pick 91 Bravo, but it's pretty easy.
It's not hard.
Like, everything you do, if you don't know how to do it, like, you'll just work with someone else. And that was the gist of it. Like, I know people that, because, like, sometimes some stations we did, like, we worked in groups, and I was doing a lot of the work.
That's how basically. I mean, yeah, you knew your shit, so they're like, okay,
Yeah.
you got to stick with the person that knows their shit. That's how you gonna have to be at AIT. You see somebody that's like really fucking smart, stick with them. Don't be fucking around at AIT. This is real shit. Don't fuck around, because if you don't pass, they will put you in whatever MOS they want you to be in. Like, you could be a fucking 11.
I didn't even know people failed AIT.
People fail AIT, bro.
People failed in your AIT?
People failed in my AIT. And I'm not gonna lie, it was just this one part that made it hard as fuck, and they failed. Like, they was fucking gone. They had to go to, like, fucking artillery or some bullshit.
Artillery?
Yeah. Bro, if you fail, they'll probably give you a second chance, but you ain't gonna get it, more likely.
We didn't have anyone reclass at all.
We had reclasses. And that shit, I'm not gonna lie, the test they gave, the last test that actually fucking counted, that shit was hard.
Oh my! The last test for us. So, like, at the end of AIT, we had the ODX.
Oh fuck!
So that was our last station. Was the ODX station, and it was just so easy. Like, you just worked on trucks outside in the field.
We really didn't do anything. Like, they just showed us how to do everything.
Yeah. So, like, trucks outside. We worked on trucks outside. You have to diagnose a truck and then fix it with the tools we had. And you have more tools in the field because you have the Connex, which is just a giant snap-on box.
Fucking awesome.
And yeah, it was just like, but the only thing that sucks is, like, you're in gear, and, like, Fort Lee, it was December. It was like it was early January. It was like I remember it was like January 11th. And dude, that sucked. Mm-hmm. It was cold. And you have all your gear on, and you're just out there, like, turning wrenches. It was maybe like 15 degrees.
I can't remember a good time. It was like around either February or March when we was doing the ODX. It was fucking nice. I mean, it rained for like 2 days, and we had to sleep outside, and, you know.
So I didn't have my whole sleeping system.
Yeah, that shit sucked.
So, like, dude, me and Moss were just, like, I mentioned Moss a lot. Moss was, like, so, like, you'll get with, like, you'll get a best friend at AIT. I don't know if you did.
No, I did. I had plenty.
Yeah. Like Moss was my best friend at AIT. And you'll see, he's in some videos. And, you know, it was just like, you know, it's okay if you're in the field and it's cold to just cuddle up with your battle buddy. Like, that's fine.
No, we didn't do all that.
Bro, it was like 10 degrees, bro. I had half a sleeping system.
I feel bad for you.
That was cold, bro.
I don't know how you got half a sleeping system.
No, all I had my summer and winter, but I didn't have my bibby sack.
Ooh,
I didn't have my bibby.
Oh, that's like the most important part.
I know.
God damn. Oh, no. Yeah.
And the only thing that sucks, so they make you ruck with a large ruck and an ILTV.
Oh, yeah, that
which,
sucks.
in accordance, or I don't know, like, I read something, and you're not supposed to do that. Like, the only time you're supposed to use the ILTV in a ruck is with a meaty ruck.
It's like the ODX thing. But still, though, they said they do it, like, what, 5 miles? You said 5 miles?
Dude, mine was like 12.
What the fuck?
No, it was like, I think it was like 8.
We didn't even do it that far.
What?
We didn't, because everybody kept falling out, and I felt like I was going to fall out, bro. Like, that shit had me tired as fuck. I didn't have no energy.
Well, like, I can ruck. Like, Like, I was on profile for months, and then I did that ruck, and I came in at 305.
That's not even it's not like my legs were tired. It's just I was drained. Like, all that weight.
Well, you're probably not, because it was cold too, right?
Yeah,
you're not used to the cold. Like, I'm from this area. Like, I'm from, like, Rhode Island, Massachusetts area. So, like, being in Virginia where it's warmer at the time, like, the cold did not affect me. Like...
Yeah, I don't like this shit. I hate being cold. I hate it. I hate it, bro. It sucks. Like, Jesus. I'm glad we didn't go to the field this year.
So, did you guys phase up?
Yeah, we phased up.
We didn't phase up.
No? Bro, they just let us phase up.
So, when we first... All right, so I was in Charlie Company. If you guys know anything about Charlie Company, nobody phases up. Nobody. There was like, when I was there, I saw one gold flag in my whole company. And I was there for months. I was there for like 3 months. 4 months. I was there for like 4 months.
So you had a flag?
Yeah, the black flag, and then you phase up, you get the gold one.
We didn't have that. They just phased us.
Oh. So like, when you go phase 4 and then phase 5, right? So like, we got in trouble, so... There was a video that went out. So, all right, it was on Fire Guard. I was not involved in this. I did not know about this until it was brought up by the drill sergeant. Someone on Fire Guard recorded a video of trainees running in the hallway with PT belts as sumo belts. Like, they had, like, around their waist and then through the middle. Whatever. And there's this whole ordeal, and she just, our drill sergeant just never let us face up. It's fine. You know, I was fine with that. You know, the idea of it was funny, but like, you don't do that stuff. Like, you know, that's something you do. You're like, yo, we should do this. But that's something you just talk about. You don't actually do it. And then someone recorded it, which was the worst part, and then put it on the... Like, it wasn't even on a Snap story. It was on a Snap map. Oh. So, it was one of the drill sergeant's wives that saw it, brought it up to... our LT, and then our LT told our drill sergeant. And then it was literally like, we were taking the phase 5 test when she found out. Like, because if you failed the test, you had to retake it. So I failed the test because I'm an asshole. So I failed the test. You know, the phase up test wasn't that bad. It was like the ordnance creed, the ordnance song, random regulations. I remember like the one regulation I remembered was the boots. It was like it can't be 7/16 of an inch of wear, and then it's out of like regs. There's like random stuff like. Who's the Chow Hall named after?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
They didn't even ask us all that.
It was like random stuff. And then there's a room inspection and an ASU inspection.
They did do that.
And they have to check your closet.
They checked y'all closet?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have closets. We had the chests.
Y'all had chests?
Not like a chest, but it was...
Like a chest? Like
no, it was like a dresser, I guess.
Oh.
And you had the chest in the dresser. Okay. But there was a certain way to do it. What is that called? The standard.
Yeah, it was a standard to how you're... like the SOP.
SOP. There's SOP to standard operation procedure.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. I don't know. All these terms... SOP, like, I know what it means, but I don't know what it stands for. Like, there's a lot of things in the Army like that.
It's basically how it's supposed to be set up.
Yeah, how it's supposed to be set up. But, yeah, like, a few people actually did phase up. If you had passed the test originally, the last week, she let 3 people phase up. And one of them was my boy Moss, you know, high speed as he is. Right now, Moss, he's doing good for himself. He's married. He's Special Forces.
Special Forces?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, he's in a Special Forces unit. He's not actually Special Forces.
Well, he's still in the unit.
Yeah. But he's doing good.
He's getting Hill. He's in Special Forces.
But, so, like, when we graduated... So, when you graduate and you are a airborne volunteer... So you get stuck there for a little bit. And I don't even know if Airborne's taking volunteers right now. I'd have to. I don't even know any. Who would I even contact to ask that? I don't know anyone there right now.
I have no idea.
So like I don't know if volunteers are still going for Airborne. But if you're an Airborne volunteer, you stay at Fort Lee until you get a spot at Airborne. Like some people, it's short, but mine it took me like a month to get a spot at Airborne. So I was just a holdover for a month, just waiting to go to Airborne school, and. Like, within that time, we were phase 5, but, you know, like, we were treated as higher because we graduated. Like, the drill sergeants trusted you more. So, like, but you were given tasks. So, it's basically like you were on duty.
No,
like,
I mean, I know what you're talking about. Like, as soon as you graduate, you know, you just...
we had to clean the entire building every day. Like, we mopped every floor of the barracks. We had to do CQ while everyone was at school.
I mean, we didn't clean the barracks, but we did go to, like, our where we learned our shit from, like, the motor pool, whatever the fuck you call it. We would go there and we clean up, like, most of the areas.
Oh, we didn't do any of that.
No, it's basically because this is when COVID started with me in AIT. So we had to go to the fucking class and just, like, wipe shit down every fucking day just because we didn't want nobody.
So, did you guys get the masks? Like, the military issue ones?
You talking about, like, the fucking...
The camo ones? The OCP
no.
ones?
No.
Cross has one.
How?
Because he was at basic for it.
What the fuck, man?
I know, I want one.
Bro.
So, I guess they give you... I'm pretty sure they give you, like, OCP pattern masks.
I'm pretty sure supply...
Supply wouldn't have. Not our supply. Maybe big... All right, we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
But COVID hit... So, like, with COVID now, it's, like, a lot lax. So, I actually have a friend at AIT right now. He just got there. Dude, there was, like, a fight yesterday. Yeah, it was crazy. But, I'm just saying, I know my basic video. I said basic was easy, but basic is getting soft. All right?
It's getting super soft.
Like, my friend didn't even have a shark attack.
Yeah, they got rid of that shit.
They got rid of the shark attack. He didn't even get smoked. He barely got smoked.
They don't. Man,
No, I don't know if it's COVID or just.
It's
probably COVID.
It's probably COVID. But still, though, they missing out on, like, it's not just to toughen them up. It's like
He didn't even do the forge.
Okay, yeah, y'all fucked up. Nah.
Like he did like ruck marches, but he never did like the forge. Yeah, like they never like stayed out. And then AIT, like, so he's at AIT right now. He just got to AIT like maybe a week ago, but it's like, so he's not starting class. He's going on block leave, comes back from block leave, and then doesn't start class till March.
I mean, that's how it goes with because the class prior to them, it be like kind of filled, so they don't have any slots open yet. So when they start the next class, they be like, okay, this is class 5.
Wait, what company were you in?
Delta.
Oh, my boy's in Echo.
Yeah, I was in Delta company. Spartans, but anyway, yeah, so it'd be like class 4. They was filled. They already having a class right now. Class 5, you're the only one in class 5, and they have like what, 10, 15 slots. They have to wait till all those slots are filled before you even start class. So you'll be waiting for I don't know how long until that class is filled so you can start class. So ain't no telling until then. So that's how this shit really goes.
Yeah, so like I was in Echo, and then we didn't start class for another week, but there was another class coming. But Charlie was starting class, but we were already in Echo, so they moved us to Charlie. Which in our phone, we got our phones in Charlie, so I was kind of stoked on it.
Oh yeah, we had our phones.
Echo you didn't give your phones. Now they have, like now they do with COVID and stuff. So like when I was at AIT, I left AIT, went to Airborne. Damn, I was at drum already when this shit hit.
Yeah.
No, because I was speaking with a female at AIT, and she was there when COVID still hit, and you know she was having like medical issues, like hip fractures and whatever. And she was like, they just let her leave. Like, she never passed the PT test to get out of AIT.
Yeah, for some reason, when people get the AIT, they tend to fail the APFT a lot.
There's like a lot of people that didn't pass PT tests.
Yeah,
like you could leave AIT and not pass PT test.
But the thing was, they fucked me. Our group, we got fucked over because we did the ACFT. This is when it was like
ACFT is easy.
No, this is the thing though. We was doing it basic. We was testing it out, but they actually used it like to pass. Like,
at basic.
Yeah, in basic, we actually had to pass the ACFT in order to go to AIT. So when we get to AIT, we have to do the APFT. So we kind of fucked up.
I did the APFT at basic. I did one APFT at AIT, and I did an ACFT at AIT.
Yeah, they made us do the APFT when we got the AIT, and then that was the end of it. We just stopped taking the test after that. If you pass, you don't have to take it.
You know, they're not even starting like counting, like fitness tests until like 2022.
Yeah, they can't. So,
or the physical year.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what else. I said my streaking story. That's all I can think of. I got in trouble for fraternizing.
Oh, everybody got in trouble for fraternizing.
Which it's not like basic. It's like the end of the world, but AIT, it's like it's not as bad. I don't know. What's your opinion on that?
Man, drill sergeants don't give a fuck, bro. They just
at AIT.
At AIT, bro, they just be like, "There's the battle boot."
But I mean, it's not really like. No, it is fraternizing.
It is fraternizing.
I mean, in I don't know what that standard is. Like in uniform, like of course you can't, because I know like a sergeant major got messed up here for it, like being in uniform and, you know, being flirtatious.
You can't be flirtatious in uniform. That's the thing.
But like out of uniform with other soldiers, like of your rank.
I mean, out of uniform, yes.
Okay.
You can do it out of uniform, but in uniform, no, because you're like
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you can't do that shit. No, bro. Okay,
what we talking?
So okay, all right. This is like before COVID really hit, and we was basically on lockdown from even leaving base. It was on the weekend. I ain't really give a fuck about leaving base because I was trying to save money, but I would so often see people leaving, and they be taking taxis next to the DFAC.
Yeah.
This one girl, we was leaving to go to the PX, that big ass PX, like it looked like a fucking mall. It was basically a mall.
Yeah.
So me and my friend, my roommate, we leaving to go to the PX. This one girl we seen, I kid you not, she was wearing a whole one suit, bro, booty just popped out looking like dinner, bro. I was like, yo, she literally leaving the barracks like that. I'm like, well, can't nobody do that because she's out of uniform. She doing her shit on the weekend.
Yo, I got some shit. Some drill sergeant said something to me because I was wearing a flag, like.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Like I can't think of what it's called. A bandana.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys seen, like, my getup. Like, I used to wear a bandana under my hat. No, I still do. But my drill sergeant got dummy tight about it. He was like, take that shit off. I'm like, what?
Yo, because it's like...
I took off my hat and I just, put it in my pocket. He goes, you are not repping your gang in the U.S. Army. Yeah. And I'm like, what?
Oh, damn. See, if it was green, they wouldn't say shit.
Yeah, I know.
Ew.
You know, they say you joined the biggest gang. And the only flag you're repping is the American one.
I mean, yeah, that's big facts. But still, I don't think it's a big problem, but I see what they talking about. Like, it's a fucking...
And it's not even like... It says like, it's not even like a bandana. It's like... Or it's not like bandana material. It's like... It says motorsport on it. Or Motorworks. And it's like a motorcycle brand. They did like a limited release on it. And I'm like, I'm going to get that.
Oh, God.
So, like, basically, AIT, in short, is not as strict as basic training.
They gonna tell you it's not a college experience. They lying. They
Like,
lying to you, bro.
You do PT in the morning. I woke up kind of late, I think. I woke up I woke up earlier than I did at basic. I woke up at 5:30. I woke up 5:30, had formation at 6, did PT maybe till 8, or we had to leave at 8, go to the DFAT, started school right after the DFAT, had lunch, got back. Dude, we used to end at 9. We used to end at 7. 19.
Damn.
It was late. And then I'd sit on my phone for or no, we used to get back at 19. Room checks at 8, 20 o'clock, or 2000.
Well, y'all have room checks every day?
We had room checks every day.
What the fuck? Not us.
Yeah.
It was every occasion, not even.
No, we had room checks every night. It was bad, dude.
Oh my god.
And then room checks took an hour. So you'd end up laying in bed at 21. And then I go to sleep at 22. So I'd only be on my phone for an hour, every day.
I mean, they didn't do, now I think about it, they didn't do room checks with us. They just make sure we was there. And then they just fucking.
No, we had room checks. They walked through us. So.
They literally be like, hey, pull out your cat card. And then go to our room.
Oh, and yeah, it was, it was alright. But with the whole the whole class stuff, the instructors, that's when you first notice how a sergeant actually is. A drill sergeant isn't how a sergeant is.
But when you see the instructors, because they're actually just sergeants.
Yeah.
So when you see them, it's oh damn, sergeant be pretty chill. Don't get them wrong though. Don't act stupid.
Yeah, don't act. Yeah. I treated rule of thumb, treat your sergeants like you would treat your drill sergeant. Yes. Because they will tell your drill sergeant.
They will tell your drill, and then they'll handle you themselves. Just because they a fucking instructor don't mean they can't handle you. They still sergeants.
Yeah. So
they will put some work on you. Then they'll tell you drill sergeant. Then they'll fuck you up.
So a drill sergeant will just fuck you up for no reason. Basically. So but as an instructor, they want you to learn more. But they're not just going to look at you like, hey, do push-ups. They want you to learn your job. That's their job. Their job is to make you learn your job. A drill sergeant's job is to make sure you are alive and you learn how to be a soldier. Yep. But I suggest listening at AIT because people come and don't have any clue. So also, I want to add, be the best version of yourself at AIT because I got shorted out on, what is it called? When you go home to recruit.
When you go home to recruit?
Yeah, I forget what it's called. So basically, when you finish AIT, before you go to your duty station, you can fill out something, hometown recruiting. Oh. So... And I was too much of an asshole to do hometown recruiting. Even though I finished third in my class, I still didn't get to do hometown recruiting. Damn. But I'm just... I'm not going to say I'm an asshole. I'm just I just I already knew everything. And I just didn't try. Don't sleep in class because they'll mess you up.
Oh my God, don't sleep in class.
Just... honestly, so my thing was energy shots. I was taking 3, dude, my heart was about to explode. It was bad. I took 3 energy shots a day.
I can't do that shit. I can't do energy drinks at all. I just drank apple juice. That's really all I did.
So people, you finally get your phone back. You want to be on your phone all night. And then you wake up next day, you do PT, you run 12 miles. You get back, go to the schoolhouse, and you just, I don't know about you guys. When I was in school, I used to sleep. But, you go to the schoolhouse, and you're, trying to stay awake, and they're like, hey, stand up. So, and then they'll tell you a drill sergeant. It's you're sleeping in class. And then they'll just make you guys do push-ups. I got smoked more at AIT than I did at basic.
Bro, oh shit. One of our drill sergeants. Alright, one of our drill sergeants. So we did some dumb shit in class. One of our drill sergeants said, alright, I got some for y'all. Left us in the dark until like after dinner from the defect. We go to our rooms and he calls everybody downstairs to outside. And it's 24 degrees outside. He tells everybody to just come in PT shirt and PT shorts.
How cold? 23?
It's like
that's out of regulation.
Yeah, I know. But listen though, when we did come down there in an actual uniform, he's like, "Get the fuck back upstairs and come down in the right uniform." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, yeah.
So we had to sprint.
We did that.
Come back, and he made us stand outside for like 2 hours. Yeah, it was cold, bro. Yeah, it was cold. Like I literally couldn't feel shit. I couldn't feel shit no more. When he finally told us to come inside, I was just walking. I couldn't feel anything. Like I didn't feel the wind or nothing. I was just walking.
It just sucks. The cold sucks.
It sucks.
And it's not like, I don't know why, but Fort Lee just hits different. Like, I lived in the cold. I don't know. It's probably because I came from Jackson and then I went to Lee, and it was just cold. Mm-mm. But I never wore my waffles or silks, and it was getting down to like 10. No. I don't personally, I don't wear cold weather stuff. But I also act like it's not cold out.
Nah, bro. For some reason, they made us wear our fucking...
They made you?
Like, not made us, but like, we had like this... Okay, every platoon has like a platoon leader for their class.
Yes.
So...
Class leader. That was me. Yeah, I was class leader. They hated me.
But there was the class leader and there was the platoon leader, like over the like class leaders.
Platoon guide.
Yeah.
I was also the platoon guide of the whole company. I was Charlie's platoon guide. Oh, they call me Super High Speed Super Saiyan PG.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
And I was it for a week, and they're just so. I was the PG for my platoon, so we changed it weekly, and it just so happened the week after that my platoon was going to be the senior platoon, the most senior platoon, and I was PG at the time, so I had to pick a PG that day. Like, it was like that afternoon I had to pick somebody. So I was just like, all right, I'm not worried about it. I'm finally like, stepping down from my position. I felt like I did a good job, And they're like, my drill sergeant pulls me aside. He's like, "So who's the most senior platoon?" And I'm like, "You got it." So I'm like, and I said my platoon name, and I'm like, "This platoon, drill sergeant." And he's like, "All right, how much time you need?" And I looked at him, I'm like, "What?" And then he's like, "How much time you need?" And then the senior PG at the time was like, "A day." He's like, "All right, you got 2 hours." And I'm like, so she's telling me, she's breaking this. I'm like, I'm the slowest person you'll ever meet. I mean, in terms of learning things, like I can do car stuff. That's about it. Like English, like anything school related, paperwork related, or learning things to do in like a timely manner, I can't do it. Like, I became a mechanic because I don't want to do paperwork or do tests. You know what I'm doing right now?
Paperwork.
Well, just paperwork, but not tests. But
you ain't doing much. No, not right now, anyway.
So I became Super Saiyan PG for a week. And I didn't really do much at the time because there wasn't really much going on. I just had to sing cadences, which I love singing cadences. I got a beautiful voice. Yeah, man. Find me on SoundCloud.
Don't believe that bullshit.
What, you never hear me in the hallway?
No, I definitely hear you in the hallway.
But I used to write my own cadences.
Did you see?
Yeah, I did. I do. Because I remember when I first got here, they're like, all right, we're going to need some running cadences. So, like, first thing, I'm just like, I'm brand new. I'm going to write some running cadences. And, yeah, But it's just cool, like, you know, it's kind of like rap music, but it's like, except it's not, and you have to make it appropriate. You gotta like, yes, I love shooting. Shooting is fun. Flying planes is cool. Jumping out of them is also cool.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
That was awesome.
I was basically at AIT. I loved AIT. This wasn't very informative, but it was more like my experience. Don't be an asshole. So you can go on hometown recruiting. Be a good boy, and you will get good boy rewards.
Everybody love you if you're good, bro. I'm telling you.
You're like, we had those. Like, don't be that guy in the platoon, because there's always that guy, and we all know who that guy is, and he's the one that gets beat up. Like,
basically. That guy that gets harassed.
I mean, not actually, because, you know, but, like, you want to. Like, but you're just like, damn, bro, you know, like, come on, man. Like, we're all working together. And he's like, nah, I don't want to do it. And then you guys all get messed up for it. Well, it might have just been my company. Because I heard people, like, loved AIT.
No, there's a lot of dudes that's just assholes. But
I know when I was in... No, when I was in Charlie, someone got knocked out.
I got knocked out?
In the hallway.
Yeah.
Alright, now we're getting off topic. Alright. But that's Dancing Dragons, guys. Dancing Dragons out. Peace. I got a banger coming up for next week. I don't know if I'm going to post next week, but I have a 2020 recap coming up maybe in 2 weeks. But next week's video is going to be a banger, and you guys are going to be welcome to my JDM space.